Today I'm going to show you how to crochet the Wrap-Me-in-a-Hug Shawl. This is a 1-row repeat crochet pattern that can be turned into a shawl, a scarf, a blanket, or really anything because the stitch is so simple and really fun to make. This pattern is perfect for both beginners and seasoned crafters. It combines soothing stitches with a timeless design to create a cozy, handmade masterpiece. Whether you're unwinding after a long day or crafting for a loved one, you're going to love crocheting through stress with every stitch. For this project, you will need 4 skeins of Premier Cotton Fair. This yarn is a weight too, so it's on the thin side and will take some time to complete. But the point of this pattern is to have something to grab and go when you're feeling the need to decompress. It's not a pattern you'll want to rush through making. Breathe with each stitch and enjoy the process. You will also need a 4mm crochet hook and a 4.5mm if you have one. And you will also need a tapestry needle, a pair of scissors, and if you struggle with wonky edges, you might also want to grab a stitch marker too. And I'll show you how to use those later. To get started, create a slip knot and your 4.5mm crochet hook and chain 58. And remember, if you don't have a 4.5mm hook, just make these chains a little bit loose. So to create a chain, you're going to yarn over your hook and pull that strand through the loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, until you have 58 chains. I'm just going to create a simple swatch for this video, but you will chain 58. And actually, inside the premium PDF, you'll also find an explanation on how to resize the stitch to make practically any project. And I even have instructions on how to create 4 bonus patterns as well. You can find that link to the PDF in the description below. Now, after you chain 58, we're going to half double crochet 2 together over the 3rd and 4th chain from your hook. Now, I know that sounds scary if you've never done it before, but we'll do this together. So to half double crochet 2 together, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert your hook into the 3rd chain from your hook. So you have 1, 2, and 3. So insert your hook into that chain, yarn over and pull up a loop. So you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Then you'll yarn over again and insert your hook into the next chain. So that's your 4th chain. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You will have 5 loops on your hook. Now we're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 of those loops. So to make this easier, you'll pull down on your foundation chain a little bit to give your strand or your hook a little bit more room. So pull down just slightly and pull that strand through all of those loops. And that's your first half double crochet 2 together. Now we're just going to repeat the same thing over the next 2 stitches. So we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch you just worked into, this one right here, oops. Then yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and insert your hook into the next chain, which is right here. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Again, you will have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull that strand through all 5 of those loops. Now let's do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch that you just worked into. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 loops. Yarn over, pull through all 5 loops. And you're going to repeat that same stitch all the way down your row. So I'll do it a couple more times slowly so you can follow along. Remember, if you ever need to slow me down or speed me up, just click the gear icon in the corner and adjust the playback speed. And if this pattern seems a little bit too difficult for you, I have a full Learn to Crochet Masterclass here on YouTube. All you have to do is go to my channel and find the playlist that's labeled 14-Day Learn to Crochet Masterclass. And you will find everything you need to know to learn how to crochet there. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then I will meet you at the end of the row. Now, once you reach the last chain, you will half double crochet into that last chain. And I forgot to say this earlier, but I'm using US terms. So a half double crochet in the US is a half treble crochet in the UK. So to half double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that last chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. And that's it for row 1. Now, if you were using a 4.5 millimeter hook, this is where you'll switch to the 4 millimeter. We do this to make the first row a little bit more loose. That way the rest of our work doesn't get scrunched together because this stitch likes to do that. So for row 2, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. So chain by yarning over and pulling through, yarn over, pull through, flip your work over like you're reading a book, and you're looking at the back of your stitches. Now for round 2, we're basically doing the same thing we did in round 1. We're doing half double crochet 2 together all the way down the row. To do that, yarn over, insert your hook into that very first stitch. Make sure you're going under both of those loops. Yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, going under both of those loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you'll have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, and now that we're done with row 1, it's much easier to pull that row down slightly and pull that strand through all 5 loops. Now again, yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch you just worked into, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops. Now I will do that again for the next few stitches, and then I will meet you at the end of the row. What I really love about this project is once you get the hang of this stitch, it flows so smoothly. And it's just a really relaxing way to decompress. You'll have to let me know in the comments what you think of this stitch. Half double crochet 2 together in the last 2 stitches. And then for this last stitch, you're going to half double crochet in the top chain 2 of the turning chain from the previous row. So you'll yarn over. These are the 2 chains that we skipped on our foundation row. So you're going to half double crochet into that top chain there. Just like that. For row 3, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. And for this row and each row forward, we're just going to repeat row 2. So again, yarn over your hook, insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops. So again, for row 3 and each row forward, you're just going to repeat row 2. You will repeat row 2 until your project measures 70 inches. For me, it was approximately 205 rows. And personally, I think it's much easier to measure your shawl versus counting all those rows, but it's totally up to you. Sometimes when you get to the end of the row and you go to work into the chain 2 from the previous round, it can be quite difficult to insert your hook in there. So let me show you an easier way to do this. When you go to make your chain 2, make the first chain as normal, then lift up your hook and create a looser loop for the next row. It looks a bit extra, but once you get to this side, it will be much easier for you to insert your hook into. So make sure you do this on each side every time you make a chain two. And to take this a step further, go ahead and make your first half double crochet two together over the first and second stitch of this row. Then you'll take your stitch marker and mark that first stitch. So it would be right here at the top of the stitch. Then go ahead and crochet down the row as normal. Now, once you come back towards the end of the row, you'll know exactly where to place your last half double crochet two together. So you will work the last one into the one you just worked, and then at the top of the stitch where it's marked. Then you can take out the stitch marker and you'll know to still make that last half double crochet at the top of the chain two. So you can see it right here. It's much more loose than it was before. And see how much easier it was to insert my hook? So hopefully that makes sense and it makes it a lot easier for you to complete this pattern. Now don't go away just yet. After you've reached your 205th row, or you've reached about 70 inches, you're going to create a border. And I feel like this border really ties the whole project together and it just adds a tad of elegance. So to create this border, you're going to chain one and turn your work. Then single crochet in each stitch across. To single crochet, you'll insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. And it's as simple as that. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. And just single crochet along each stitch across the top. And once you reach the end, you're going to place 3 single crochet in between the last half double crochet two together and the chain two from the previous round. So 3 single crochet into this little space here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And that will make it so we have a little corner here. Now we're going to turn our work 90 degrees and we'll work along the side of our project. It does not matter how many stitches you have, but it is good to make it the same amount of stitches on this side that we're going to do on this side as well. At the end of each round will either be a half double crochet or it will be a chain two. So whenever you have a half double crochet at the end of the round, you'll place 1 single crochet around that post. And then if it's a chain two, you'll place 2 single crochet into that space. So that's 1 and 2. Then 1 single crochet into the next space and 2 single crochet into the next. Now this does not have to be perfect, so don't stress too much about it. As long as it is even and not all scrunched together, you're going to be good to go. And try your best to follow a general rule for yourself so that you repeat the same on the second side. So continue this process until you reach the corner. Now once you reach the end towards the corner, you're going to place 3 single crochet in between that chain two and the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, all into that corner. Then we'll turn our work 90 degrees again. and work along the bottom. This bottom part is our foundation chain. So we're just working on the opposite side of our foundation chain. So you'll insert your hook. You'll insert your hook into that first stitch and single crochet. And you'll just repeat this all the way across the bottom of your work. And I'll meet you at the corner. Now, once you make it to the end of this row, I like to put 3 single crochet into this last stitch here because there is no chain 2 at the end, so I just put it into this last stitch. And then we'll repeat the same thing that we did for the first side. 1 single crochet around the half double crochet at the end of the row, and then 2 single crochet around the chain 2. One single crochet around the half double, and then 2 single crochet around the 2 chains. So continue with this process and I'll meet you at the very beginning. And then we only have 1 more round for the border. And this is my favorite part. Now once you reach the end, place 2 single crochet into this last stitch and then slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. So insert your hook into that first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull the loop through the loop on your hook, and that's a slip stitch. So now you have a single crochet border around your entire wrap. In this case, I'm just making a swatch, remember? So yours should be much bigger than this. And then we're going to start with the more elegant looking border. And this is what it looks like up close. So it's just like a little V stitch, which is very, very pretty, and I love it so much. So to move on to round 2, you're going to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. So to slip stitch again, you will insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull the loop through that stitch and through the loop on your hook. And then you'll do that again to the next stitch. And then you'll chain 6. So yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The first 3 chains count as a double crochet, and then you're going to double crochet into that same stitch. So to double crochet, you will yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch right here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And so it should look a little like this. Now skip 2 stitches, skip 1, 2, and double crochet into the 3rd stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into that 3rd stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet into the same stitch. Insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and we're just going to repeat that same pattern. Skip the next 2 stitches and double crochet, chain 3, double crochet into that 3rd stitch. And this is what your work will start to look like. Your corners may not line up exactly, but once you finish the entire wrap, it's not going to matter. So repeat that same pattern all the way around your wrap, and I'll meet you at the end. Now, depending on how many stitches you have all the way around your wrap, you may end up with an uneven amount. It does not matter if you're like a stitch or 2 off. So here I did end up with 2, but if you don't, It's fine if you have 3 or even 1 or anything like that. It's not going to be noticeable at all, so don't stress about it. Now, when you reach the end, you're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain from your beginning chain 6. So we have the first chain here, so 1, 2, and 3. So insert your hook into that 3rd chain, yarn over, pull through that stitch and through the loop on your hook. Then to tie off, you're going to yarn over, grab some scissors, leave a couple inches so you can weave in your end, and cut. Then pull that strand all the way through and use your tapestry needle to weave in all your ends. And that is how you crochet the Wrap-Me-in-a-Hug Shawl. I seriously hope you enjoyed making this pattern and that it helped you to decompress. Remember, we're not rushing through it. Enjoy every stitch, breathe through every stitch, and get those stress levels down. I hope you'll stick around for another pattern. I'll see you in the next one.